Hello again, Hada Bukhari here. I'm just going to talk about different set elements in the computer industry. Basically, the manufacturing, the producing, what sort of technologies are made, how long do machines take to actually build this part and this part. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to talk about the Dell factory so that you can actually realize what the production area is, what it does, how everything gets manufactured, and how quickly do they do it. Okay. One part of the section in the Dell factory is where people have to sit down next to the computer and actually reprogram. It's like a small desk. It's a great big desk where lots of people sit down, and there are computer monitors all the way around, and they've got lots of stuff. They've got hardware that's just been made by machines. They put it in front of them and they start reprogramming it, basically using tools to actually integrate, put screws into it, and then actually simplify it. Then they give it to another person so that they can actually check it over. There's a person that validates it, there's a person that produces it, and there's a person that actually creates it. And the creation bit is not actually to do by hand. You can't actually do production just by your hands. It would take ages. So they use machines, all sorts of different types of machines to actually get the job done much quicker. What else? They have different set areas for each type of function. Okay, for example, cameras. They have one set of the factory that actually specifically works on that. Then they have another set part where they make the motherboard, and another part where they make the CPU, and different parts. But one thing they have in common: they meet each other. No matter where they are, they have to meet each other in a carrier. Basically, they go by. One is here, and one is going on top. So they're both moving at the same time. And they have to meet, and they have to go to a different junction where a person can actually analyze it, actually put all the screws, all the development. Every computer factory has this, so they have to do everything, but it's much quicker now because they have machines going zzz, 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 going quicker this way, and they're putting screws into it very much quicker. Like, they just drill it in, and then the next part and the next part, and they keep putting. So if a human was to do that every single second of the day, it would take him machines are much quicker, so they use machines. What else? They have different sections of where when everything is validated, when everything is set up, they have the modem built, they have the casing done. It has to go this way, so there's a person at the end, and there's a big machine that has a red light and a green light. When it scans it through, it goes beep. If it goes red, it kind of means it's not good. So if it goes green, it says it's good to go. This one's very good. And then they put it into packaging. They put it on the trucks and actually send it off. There is so much different. So next part, I'll talk about how the computer industry was made. I just recently found out that the very first computer was like a gigantic, how would you say, if you were building a building and you had the model of it before you made the entire building, you would have, that's it. But the first computer was a metal tray. It was huge. It was kind of like a big building, but it was computer components everywhere. It was called a Z1. It was created in 1939. From 1939 was the first computer built up to now. They have all sorts of different types of computers all over the world now. When we got down to 1948, they started making computers just for data. Then 1960, I think, in my opinion, I think computers were put into hospitals because they could actually store records. Then 1970, they started making it more developed. They would create more advanced computers so that people could get their jobs done quicker. By the 1980s, the computers were getting quite advanced. That was the year I was born. So basically, they had a cognitive and twin areas in the computers where they could actually respond to each other. This time, 1980, was the time when they started creating things like how one computer can analyze another person's data and actually have two files of two different people so that they can share it. I think that was the time. 1990, computers were getting a little bit bigger. When we talk about 1970 to 1980, computers were this size. They were kind of small screens, but they kept on looking in records and just watching this is where it goes, this is where specifically this room, but they were small. Now 1990, they're getting bigger, so they're getting wider, and they're starting to look like the computers we have now. I think 1995-6, they started making laptops in different small sizes, but during the years from I'm guessing 1995 to 1996, they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that up to this process now, to the 2011, they have computers this big. They have large screens, and they're laptops, and they're trying to create it like actual computers. What else? They have all sorts of different types of gadgets on them. They never had, when you actually look back at 1960 or 1970, when you look at the small computers, they had no webcam. They didn't exist at all. You couldn't talk to family. The only thing you could do was store records and actually analyze where this type of thing might be. Now, they have built-in cameras in laptops, in computers, and it's getting advanced. The IT industry is, I'm guessing, the biggest industry in the world right now, because of everywhere, every job placement you look in right now, it has that. Every computer, if you go into a salon, they're using a computer to actually check for appointments. I've got this appointment for this time, I've got appointment for this time. And then if they want to cancel it, they just have to tap a button on the side of the computer, off. It just goes off by itself. And it is that simple. If we could talk about computers and what they are, I would say they are to make our lives more simple. We do tasks. Computers manufacturers have made machines, as I have said, to do jobs that humans can't. There are things that were so impossible, but now it is completely possible because machines are actually doing the jobs for us. They're building our cars. They're sending out electrical waves so that we can communicate with everybody in the entire world. There are so many hundreds of things that computers can do for us now that they could not back then. This is only because the computer factories, the companies want our well-being, want us to be happy basically, and they want us to have all the enjoyment, all of the technology, all of the resources that we did not have back then. And it's come leaps and bounds. Everything I talk about now has the computers everywhere. I have a computer and I'm actually using this right now to actually make a video so that everybody can actually know. It's incredible. Back then, as you've heard everything that I've said, basically just that, and my talks are just simple, just to tell you how far everything has come and how far everything's going to go on. There are computers now, PDAs, smaller handheld kind of gadgets that you can actually put your data into. I need to be at this time, and whenever you need, you can actually put an alarm onto it. There are millions of things. iPhones have hundreds of apps, different types of apps. One app I heard of, and I saw it on TV, a commercial. They pressed a button, an app on the iPhone, and in a person's car, click click, lock the car immediately. So you can do that. You can put on the lights. You can put TV on. There are all sorts of different apps from every different types of computer company in the world. So I am just saying that the computer industry has revolutionized the entire world. You cannot see a computer when you don't walk down into a shop. They've got tills that are computers, and they have to type in very quickly. This is what he wants, this is what he wants, and they can calculate it in seconds. So, thank you for listening to this, and it's come leaps and bounds. Thank you.